They chillin' in Alaska, swimming in Atlanta, vultures out in Beemore, they Kira, Carolina, they wildin' in Chicago, howlin' down in Big D, Mile High in Denver, that Tallahassee pride is deep, they lunchin' in Vancouver, Desperados shootin', the renegades on the loose, the hyenas lootin', gold out in QC, who higher than them sparrows, the Furies swooping in divine order for the pharaohs, Indy on the rise, the sharks about to mash, gladiators, knights and Aztecs about to clash. Welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see the all-pro party. And welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see an all-pro party. First and 10, I'm so aggressive. The end zone, the game plan, no pressure. They gotta pay me how they measure me. You know these haters on my back like the referee. You know I'm in it to win it. Gang, I'm about my business, I gotta get it. So I'm all about my ends. And these non-stop wins. They can't touch us, can't touch us. We turning up on these suckers. You know the D brought the ruckus. Cause we tighter than the huddles. Welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see the all-pro party. And welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see an all-pro party. Yeah. Third down is going down. Round and pound, oh, we gotta air them out. That's why I gotta hit the route. Hit the flat if I catch it, then I'm out. 40 inches gotta take. YOLO, just no pump fake. So tighten up and hit the power high. The audible and draw them off sides.
By Michaels, Ryan Michaels gets a block midfield. Ryan Michaels, he could be gone. Trying to be cut from behind, he will not. Touchdown, Houston.
Welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see the all-pro party. And welcome to my all-pro party. Baby girl, this an all-pro party. The SFL is an all-pro party. They came out to see an all-pro party.
Yola shakes it. Oh my goodness, and Yola gets away. Jay Yola on the first play. Tallahassee is going to score again. Left side, Odom gets away. Odom breaks another tackle. Ash Odom, you've got to be kidding me. Big chase, 10-5 touchdown. Oh my word. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Queensway. Good morning from London in the United Kingdom. Tonight, the Queen City Corsairs take on the London Knights in the Week 2 Fan Night Game of the Week. Hello, everybody. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, alongside Stephen Mullenax. How you doing, Stephen?
Doing wonderful, Cam, and can't wait for our initial here Monday night, bringing Monday Night Football back to the masses and the SFL loved ones. Thank you for being here. Tonight we've got Queen City and the London Knights, two teams that are 1-0 starting the season, Cam. It's going to be interesting to see which one of these come out on top tonight.
The high-flying London Knights, led by a top-flight passing attack, and the Queen City Corsairs, one of the most balanced teams in league history. The coin toss is next here on the SFL Network on Twitch. Corsairs want the football. We're ready to rock. London's got the ball all teed up. Kick it, we're away. from the 2. Kyrie Tate on the return. A nice one at that out to the 26-yard line. And that's where A.J. Caswell will hit the field, the 4th-year man, all with Queen City.
Caswell opened the season strong last week in a strong win over Houston, 42-16. 295 yards through the air, two touchdowns and interception, but more importantly, completing 75% of his passes.
3 wide receivers, 2 backs. Ash Odom takes the handoff, and Ash Odom starts with a 12-yard run, a burst up the middle. By the way, we're working on the cam here, as we have yet to establish a connection, but we'll get that going shortly.
Well, last week, me and you, Cam, we talked about it. It was really the Ash Odom show in that win over Houston. Ash Odom, 214 yards on the ground and a whopping 4 touchdowns. He averaged 9.7 yards a carry. Amazing.
First down and 10 at the 38, and the handoff goes to Odom again. And Ash Odom this time is stuffed. That's Slyn Shady, the leader of this Knight defense.
Yeah, the Knights defense came to play last week in a really close win over St. Louis in week 1, 35-27. London actually sacked St. Louis's quarterback, ACL, for a whopping 14 times.
2 backs and 2 receivers for Caswell, and he'll hand it off again to Odom. 3 straight runs, and Odom is blown up in the backfield. That tackle made by number 59, William Davidson, another, actually now a defensive end, the former linebacker for London.
Yeah, and Davidson, strong showing in his debut last week, 5 sacks for the undrafted rookie. This guy at 6'3", 250 can scream around the end of this offensive line.
Well, now it's 3rd down and 10, and Caswell's going empty, and back to pass. A.J. hit as he threw in the pass on a rope. Caught for a first down. That's Tate out to the 45-yard line, the former Red Devil.
And Tate, finally showing up here in his debut game against Houston. Only 2 catches for 26 yards. But this 6'6", 230-pound second-year guy out of St. Louis is definitely a big target for Caswell.
First down and 10 at the 45. And 2 minutes in, Queen City's on the move. Flips it out to Ash Odom. Pass caught past the 40, and Odom picks up 8 out of the Knight 38-yard line. Combining on the tackle is Shady and Jamie McDonald. No star corners on the outside for London.
And you talked about it at the opening, right before the opening kickoff, Cam. Queen City, one of the most balanced offenses in SFL history. In week 1, a total of 548 offensive yards against the Hyenas' strong defense.
2nd down and 2 at the Knight 38, 8:40 to go in the first. Queen City off to a solid drive. London struggled defensively last week in terms of stopping St. Louis from scoring. That pass is caught on the far side by Dupree Hudson, who had a quiet debut but moves the chains to the Knight 30-yard line.
Hudson, six catches for 58 yards and a touchdown last week. Here, Queen City just showing their versatility. They're able to throw outside. They're able to throw deep, middle of the field. They're able to run the ball. They use their running back as a versatile receiver out of the backfield. Again, the word that comes across my mind is balance, and that's just hard to stop, and it's going to be a tough one for London tonight.
Tate, Caswell, Odom among the starters, along with Hudson and Chris Curtis. That pass nearly intercepted, cut off, intended for Hudson. I believe that was Jeff Mullenax who came in to knock that away.
Well, a nice angle on the pass there by the defender, Machilinan. I'm sorry if I got the name wrong. It's a mouthful, much like my last name. But look, just great anticipation there. Nearly came away with the pick. Just saw the play developing the whole time, and a great cut on the ball.
8:16 left in the first. 2nd and 10 from the 30. Caswell changing up the play, and Caswell looking. There's a flag down. Caswell spins away from a sack and then gets dropped out of field goal range. The sacker is Frank Axmall, and I believe that's a holding on Queen City and will be declined. Actually, it's a clipping. That's even worse.
Yeah, it's going to cost Queen City quite a bit of yardage here.
And that's a spot foul, which means that it comes along with the sack. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 31 crucial call on a clipping call that may not have been, as we've seen plenty of times before.
Yeah, just really not clear there what the refs were seeing, but you know, you can go so far as try to protect your quarterback, but then you're hurting your team at some point.
So now Queen City going backwards here. 3 minutes on the drive, and Caswell is decked. A couple in the backfield, led by number 92. And I read her, that's the Oliver Reeder, actually, and for whatever reason I thought he was a new player on the roster. Don't actually have him on the roster.
Well, you know, this London Knights defense is predicated on investing a lot of their roster resources into that defensive line, and it shows. You know, these star defenders can get up there and really gobble up offensive linemen, opening the doors for role players to get in there.
It's 3rd down and 35, and Caswell waits, fires, and overshoots Chris Curtis. And London, thanks to some pressure on Caswell and a clipping call, forces a punt out of Queen City on the Corsairs' first possession.
Wow, the Knights, you got to give them a lot of credit defensively, holding back what looked to be a really strong start by Queen City. And Cam, boy, the Corsairs coming out and nearly converting that 3rd and 35.
62 viewers trying to push that up to 75. Tell your friends, tell your teammates, make sure they've got the game on. Turn it on and leave it on, as that punt nearly blocked. Fair caught by Jeff Mullenax at the 21-yard line. And that brings out the second-year man, quarterback Nathan Lee. Lee, 3,564 yards, had over 3,000 yards passing with Indianapolis last year, 25 interceptions to 34 touchdowns, and had 6 picks, but 5 scores in that high-scoring victory over London. First down and 10 at the 21, 7:07 to play. As Lee drops to pass, fires it long. The pass is intercepted on the first offensive play of the game. Pick number 7 for Nathan Lee, the intercepting man. Oscar Dunkley, the undrafted rookie.
Yeah, the undrafted rookie notches his 2nd interception on the season. And this one, he just runs the route better than the receiver and gets in front of the intended receiver to grab that ball out of the air. What a nice athletic play by Dunkley.
You know, I asked the locals, as Queen City is back out on the field, I asked the locals how they cope with the 1 a.m. kickoff time in London. They said, well, we just don't go to work the next day, as Odom picks up 3 yards. And I believe if the Knights win, there's an added bonus here in this city as well. Didn't do a ton of that last year, but looking for their first home victory of season 11.
I think it's free fish and chips for everybody if they win, which is I'm certainly going to take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. But don't miss the start of the 3rd quarter. That's happened from time to time. 2nd and 7 at the 47 after a 3-yard run from Odom. Now a swing out to Odom. And Ash Odom is in trouble. And Odom gets picked up and thrown down by Shady. 3rd down and long again for Queen City. And London's defense looks a hell of a lot better than they did in week 1.
Well, you know, they are known, and they have been known in this league for their defense. A little surprising last week to allow 27 points from St. Louis, but you know that they have it in their playbook here to play well defensively.
Deep ball, Caswell in trouble, and Hudson was the intended receiver. Caswell saying, hey, if you can call a clipping penalty on my guys, you can call pass interference on that.
Sure, probably looking for some kind of a makeup call there, but this is just good timing by the defender. If 22 gets there just a slight earlier, and it's very close by the replays, but if he gets there maybe a second earlier, that's pass interference.
Blanket coverage there by Jimmy Rigg, and Queen City's going to have to punt again, so the Corsairs can do nothing off the Nathan Lee interception. And boy, I tell you what, Nathan Lee's got the green light to throw the ball over the yard, but he's got to cut down on these turnovers.
Yeah, that comes with having so much exposure and not having a running game, or as of yet not having one.
Fair catch called for at the 13-yard line, so back-to-back fair catches for Jeff Mullenax, who's not gotten an opportunity to return anything tonight. 5:55 left to go in the first quarter.
Something we haven't talked about, didn't really have a chance to talk about during the last London Knights series. It only consisted of one play, but the Knights had 0 rushing yards in week 1, so they're not looking to run the ball.
We'll see what they do tonight against a different Queen City defense playing nickel on this series. And what in the world was that? James Hands, one of the highest paid receivers in the SFL coming into the season, was wide open, and Lee looks, man, a little too happy there in the pocket.
Yeah, a little gun shy, you know, feeling the pressure maybe a little bit after throwing his first interception, excuse me. You know, the London coaches want to get him comfortable, trying to give him something easing over the middle to his main wide receiver there. Just the timing a little off. I think Lee just threw it a little too quick.
So no score here halfway through the first on the Fan Night Game of the Week, and Nathan Lee will not complete his first pass. Again, intended for Hands, but it was too far out in front of him, and it's 3rd and 10.
Well, you don't expect a veteran like Lee to be shaky, as he's had a season of experience here in the SFL last year with Indianapolis. But obviously there's a little timing, chemistry issue that's happening here early. That first interception seems to have rattled him a little bit.
3rd down and 10 for the 14. Lee to throw again, and Nathan Lee looking around, fires, nearly intercepted again by Oscar Dunkley. That would have been his second in as many possessions. London now has to punt, and the Knights have 0 offensive yards in 4 plays, and Lee is 0 for 4.
Well, here's the issue. When you're the Knights and you have a one-dimensional offense, you are going up against a Queen City defense that has won 4 championships. They know how to stop a one-dimensional offense. They're just going to invite you to run the ball, something you clearly don't want to do.
How long can London's defense stand tall? Queen City coming into the night #1 in points per game and total yards. They've only played 1 game, so it's still early in the season, but still an impressive game at that, especially after the improvements that Houston showed on defense yesterday, as Queen City returns up to the London 47-yard line, and that's where Caswell will take over. Caswell, a tremendous career in the SFL, 9,225 yards coming in, so at some point he's going to become one of the few quarterbacks to cross the 10,000-yard threshold. 70 touchdowns and 65 interceptions in his career. First down for the Corsairs. 4-man rush, and Caswell, beautiful pass to Curtis over the middle to the London 28-yard line to move the sticks.
And Curtis, the leading receiver for this Queen City squad for a reason. He is Coswell's security blanket. When Coswell needs a big play, he looks towards Curtis. 9 catches, 158 yards last week. Here he runs a beautiful post route down the middle of the field, and he's wide open doing so. Just a great, reliable target for his veteran quarterback.
Nathan Blake was in coverage, another undrafted rookie free safety. The secondary a little thin for London. Jeff Mullenax, the leader of that group, as that pass is tipped and intercepted. What a play on the sideline. Nathan Blake off the deflection, and London takes it back in a very defensive first half, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's just absolutely wonderful football here. Look at the concentration by Blake to get the tipped ball. That was an awkward tip off the other defender's hands, but great athleticism by that defensive back to come away with it. We don't see those kind of athletic catches made by non-receivers very often.
Jimmy Rigg was the man that knocked it away from the intended target. 4:49 to go in the first. Nathan Lee trying to get it together. Lee going deep, and that pass is overthrown. That is picked off. You've got to be kidding me. Zane Doty picks it off down the sideline. We have 3 interceptions in the first quarter, and I don't think as many completions.
Cam, I'm recollecting memories of an old playoff game here in the SFL. And you can give me the specifics. I just remember an interception fest of that game that we covered back and forth, and shades of that here as both defenses have come to play tonight.
AJ Caswell in the chat saying, okay, I'm doubling my interception prediction from 3 to 6. Both defenses very active in a scoreless game of the week as these two teams fighting for the top spot in the Eastern Conference to go along with Carolina, actually, at the top of the conference. That pass is knocked away by Slyn Shady, and a quick look at the numbers, if you can call them that, here so far in the game. Nathan Lee is 0 for 5, and Caswell is 5 of 10.
Well, this is, you know, I actually thought Queen City would come out and run the ball a little bit based on the game that Odom had last week, but they're trying to go punch for punch here through the air. So far, not really working out very well.
So Caswell drops to throw. Caswell going long, sliding catch is made at the 16-yard line. Pass caught by Hudson, and really the difference, Stephen, is that A.J. Caswell is throwing into single coverage, whereas Nathan Lee has forced a couple of balls into double coverage.
Yeah, and his receivers, you know, you got to give it to Caswell's receivers there. They are opening a window for their veteran quarterback to throw into, and we just haven't seen that same kind of opening for Lee and his receiver corps.
67 viewers still trying to push up into that 75 threshold. Keep it up, SFL Nation. Caswell is going to be buried in the backfield. A loss of 3. They give him forward progress to the 19. And that was again Axmall chopping down Caswell for another London sack, their 3rd of the game.
Hey, if you're a SFL guys in the chat, go into your team chats. Get your teammates in here with you. This looks like this could be an all-time classic.
2nd down and 13. Defense is playing good football early. Caswell going to throw again. Caswell going to the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Curtis! And Queen City ends the drought.
When you need a big play for Queen City, through the air, the man is Curtis. Chris Curtis here, able to get wide open in the end zone. Look how much distance is between him and the defender. That's just pure speed, knowing where he needs to be, and his quarterback knowing where his receiver is going to be. Just a perfect combination of those two, and they've done it to perfection here again.
Extra point coming for Ricky Matthews, and some bit shout-outs. 130 from Nacho Sicario for the touchdown to Curtis, as the extra point from Matthews is good. 100 from Achilles Frank here tonight. We had some bits come in earlier before the game as players are getting geared up for week 3. YO Box is the top bit cheerer of the week with 1,000 currently. Anybody want to dethrone him if you're, you know, into sort of that egomaniacal sort of thing? Is it 7-0 Queen City on top? And Nathan Lee and the London Knights still have yet to have an offensive yard recorded in the stats as Jeff Mullenax returns it up to the 29-yard line. But for as bad as they've played on offense, could definitely be worse. Only 7-0.
Yeah, but the Knights have to be really careful here. You know, Queen City is built to hold the lead with a running back like Ash Odom. He could put this game away early. The Knights need to hurry up and get in this game offensively.
One back in the backfield, and Lee will throw again. Nathan Lee steps into the pocket, checks it down. Look at the space. 35, breaks a tackle out to the 40, the 42-yard line. Stellar play there. That is Ray King Ball, 5'11", 190. The non-contract running back there left wide open. He makes him pay.
Yeah, absolutely no respect shown by the Corsairs defense there for King Ball. And clearly he's able to gobble up yards there with no one on him. And just a nice confidence builder for Lee, who's already made some early mistakes.
DR Sim with 1,000 bits, getting himself up the top of the leaderboard this week. 1st and 10 at the 42, 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Nathan Lee, all kinds of time. Lee's pass caught by Hands. Hands dragging defenders down to the 36-yard line. That's a London Knights first down, and Lee's up to 35 yards on the drive.
Well, this is a quarterback here that can throw it through a keyhole when he needs to. And here he absolutely threads the needle to Hands, despite all the traffic in front of him, and Hands there with the good hands, able to bring that ball in, and a nice big target for his quarterback as Hands registers in at 6'6", 220.
What's the Fan Night game of the week? Who is going to be in the Fan Night spot next week? As Nathan Lee drops to throw, 7-step drop, and what a beautiful play on the outside by Dunkley. He's having a phenomenal game after Achilles Frank was stellar in our first call of Queen City earlier this season.
Well, a nice job, absolutely, by Dunkley to jump that ball, but give a lot of credit to the Queen City defensive line. They got enough push to hurry quarterback Nathan Lee into rushing that throw.
Games next Sunday afternoon we'll get to in a moment. 4 receivers, 3 off the left side for Lee. Lee hands it off to Ray King Ball, and that's the first run of the game. But it's a loss of 1, and it brings up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, I believe that's the first run of the season for the London Knights, who, again, aren't looking to run the ball very much, haven't really made any investment in their running game. They want to throw the ball to these 2 hands. And, 2 separate receivers named Hands.
Works. That's fair enough. 3rd down and 11. Lee, quick throw. Deep ball to the sideline. One-handed grab. James Hand, you better call him. He only needs 1 touchdown, London.
Well, James Hands, the wide receiver of last week, 10 catches for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. Here, it appears Hands catches Queen City off guard with the fade route, and there's nobody within 7 yards of him, and he has to stretch out. It's not a perfect throw, but Hands with those massive paws able to bring one in one-handed, and there you go, the score. About to be tied up 7-7.
So the Knights answer a Corsairs touchdown. And boy, London avoided digging themselves a major hole here in the first quarter after a very slow start from James Hands. He started 0 for 5 as that extra point is good, and ends up 3 out of 9, so 3 of 4 on that drive passing. And it got London all the way down the field. Hands caught a couple. Ray King Ball had 1, and that's how London tied the game.
And I don't think we're finished seeing this London offense dial up that fade route, because both of the Hands have legit vertical speed, and they track the ball very well. So this could be an Achilles heel here for this Corsairs defense.
Deep kick from Austin Powers. Tate had to return it 2 yards back in the end zone. Gets it out of the 23-yard line. Markham Lopez with 500 bits cheered. Appreciate that, Markham. And a look at the scores from around the league from yesterday, in case you missed it. We had the Mexico City Aztecs up 19-0 over Denver, ended up winning 19-11. I don't think we've ever had a 19-11 final score in a very interesting game in Mexico City, as Odom takes a handoff and will drag a defender for 6 yards. Houston beat Dallas 28-13 despite losing Warren Murray in the first half. He then returned triumphantly in the second. Oklahoma City holds on again, gets another interception late to beat Tulsa 31-26. Indianapolis clobbered Baltimore 30-7 in the rain in the ninth circle. They're 1-1. Alaska down early against Vancouver, but took care of business 27-16 on the road to improve to 2-0. Las Vegas looked like, the week 1 excitement had worn off as they got humbled by Sioux Falls 31-14. Ash Odom just picked up the first down. Atlanta fell apart in the fourth quarter through 3 interceptions, lost to Tallahassee 31-17, and here we are tonight in a 7-7 ball game in the first quarter. So Caswell's under center after Odom gets a couple of runs and a move of the chains. Less than a minute to go in the first. Handoff Odom on a counter. Here comes Odom. Ash Odom hit from behind. That's Slyn Shady again, who's all over the field, but another 7-yard gain for the Pro Bowl MVP.
A little bit of a new wrinkle here by the Corsairs throwing in the counter play, something that we've seen a lot from teams like Houston. You know, they like to use and utilize that speed of the running back here, Odom. Big and fast, just as big and fast as anyone here in the SFL, able to use that to gain 7 yards on the counter and get them that much closer here on 2nd and 3.
2nd down, 3, 30 seconds to go in the first. 2 backs and 2 receivers and a nickel look for London. Handoff Odom. Odom still on his feet. Ash Odom, first down to the 48-yard line. One of the hardest runners in the SFL. Jamie McDonald on the stop.
Well, here Odom just really patient to read his blocks, reads them to perfection as the pulling guard comes inside the interior of the line there to block. and Odom patiently waits behind him and then explodes. He's built like a linebacker and explodes there, get them another first down conversion.
That's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back. This is the SFL Network on Twitch TV, presented by APM Music. It's Fan Night, the game of the week on Twitch. APM Music is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com and visit their all-new esports landing page to find the best highlight music, heroic action, and epic sounds to boost the quality of your esports stream just like us. Log on to forum.apmmusic.com/esports for more information. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Here at MediaTek, our goal is to create a well-rounded media professional. MediaTek is a place where you can turn dreams into reality. Our comprehensive recording arts, digital film, animation, mobile apps, and web development courses are focused on being very hands-on. We are a career-focused school. Our instructors are not only great teachers, they are also working professionals with real-world experience. MediaTek, come see what your future holds.
Simulation Football League on the SFL Network, presented by Twitch TV, is brought to you by APM Music, by Show Business Studios, by the MediaTek Institute, by Richards Printworks, by ScoreStream, and by Spygoat. It's a beautiful day in London. Sun setting. Have a lot of fun going all around the world. The start of the second quarter. Oh, Caswell fumbled! It's still loose. The ball is still loose. And Queen City recovers after a loss of 4 in an absolute melee to start the second quarter as Caswell took off on a quarterback sneak.
Well, welcome to the dangers of having a running quarterback. When you run that QB under center as a running back, there's always the danger and the threat of him fumbling the ball. Not going to cost Queen City there. Nothing but yardage a little bit, but dangerous, dangerous.
Caswell sacked again, thrown down by Exmall, 3rd and 22. And I do think you hear a tree fall in the forest, loss of 8.
Exmall getting his second sack, I believe, of the night. Actually, the first one might not have counted, but he had 3 sacks in his debut last week. The second year, 6'3", 255 defensive tackle, getting it done in the middle.
3rd down and 22, and London's defense come to play tonight. Caswell back to pass. Caswell looking for somebody to get open. It's intercepted. What a play by London's defense. Glenn Cullen at free safety takes it away.
Well, Cullen, what a great play here. If you would have taken the jerseys off both of these guys, I would have sworn that Caswell pass was intended for number 25 there, as he's able to just make a terrific turnaround catch, come away with the ball. We talk about defenders playing better or running better routes than receivers. They're probably the perfect example of that.
So Queen City, they got 2 interceptions. Caswell fumbled, but they recovered. Had a terrible clipping call. They've made a mess of this first half in a tie ball game, as London is definitely in their heads. They have 4 sacks. Nathan Lee outside, caught for a pickup of 2 on a check down. That is Julius Nicholson on the outside.
Well, London's been waiting for this moment here where the momentum is now in their favor. They're coming off a big score. They're coming off an interception, a caused fumble. Everything is going their way. Now this quarterback in Lee and his 2 hands receivers need to make these Corsairs pay for their mistakes.
Bringing down Lee outside, dangerous, and he has tried to float that far side pass out there. Zane Doty taking it away.
Well, Lee is an ultra confident quarterback, and that means that he's not afraid to throw it into tight windows. And he has, hot and cold accuracy at times. In this case, just a tick late and just a bit off rhythm there. Need to deliver that pass with a little bit more pop.
3rd down and 8 from the 45. 4 receivers for Nathan Lee. 3 to the top of the screen. Lee throws it into traffic. That pass was caught, but shy of the 1st down. I don't even know how that's possible. Andy Mann and a lot of role players stepping up here for London in the first half. Let's see if they want to go for this here.
Well, Lee, he can make those jaw-dropping throws down the field there. Just a well-placed ball, and looks like they're gonna attempt a field goal.
Austin Powers from 54 yards. The former Vaquero, they're gonna fake the field goal. Oh, and Queen City's all over it, and the Corsairs will take over. This game is bananas.
Unbelievable. I'm in shock, Cam. I mean, we have only seen this in the league's history a handful of times. Less than double digits, probably. And I don't know if one's ever worked out, honestly. You would know, you would remember better than me, but, man, you would think that's where not having a dominant running back or even just a normal running back in a running game really hurts you on a 4th and 1 like that.
Man, 8:50 to go. I do remember one time of fake. Caswell goes down again. 5 sacks and Milton Spivey getting involved.
Amazing. Look, this is a group. They are sack happy. We talked about all last season what Tallahassee had done with their 4-star contracted defensive line. Excuse me. We're going to have to put London in that category now.
2nd down and 16. London eating Caswell alive as that pass caught at the original down and distance marker, maybe a little short. Hudson with another grab. 3rd down and 11. There you saw Axmal has 2.5 sacks. Queen City last week, this team put it to Houston, a traditionally good defensive team. 295 passing yards, 253 rushing yards, was 11 of 13 on 3rd down, scored 42 points and turned the ball over 1 time. That is not the team that got off the plane today. Caswell, 3rd down and 11, deep ball down the field. It is incomplete, looking for Hudson. Let's see if we get a challenge.
Well, Cam, I think this is all a result of those 4-star defensive linemen. A name that we haven't talked about tonight, defensive end Tyrone Zeus, the 2nd-round rookie, racked up a whopping 6 sacks last week, and we haven't even called his name tonight. These 4 special individuals on this defensive line are just changing everything about what Queen City likes to do.
So from the 16, Mullenax goes absolutely nowhere. Good tackle in the open field by Morris Gibson. 7:43 to go in the first half. We haven't even had a chance to hear from any of our SFL brethren. My goodness gracious, we'll be back.
Follow the SFL on Twitter @SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Lee's pass is incomplete off the hands of Tristan Carr, another name that we've not mentioned so far tonight. 6'7", 249 from Vancouver, and I want to give just a quick shout out before it gets lost too far in the chat. Jess Merv said a little while ago, the commentary is always on fire in this place. Love the SFL. Thank you.
Thank you.
2nd and 10 after the Carr drop from the 17-yard line in a tie game at 7, and what a wacky game of the week it has been. As Lee fires at far side, pass caught by the little shorty, pickup of 6. That is Shekinami Langley, 5'9", 190.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to appreciate you call him Shorty.
Shekinami, I'll get it. I got it right the second time though.
How about we just go with Shorty Langley?
All right.
There we go.
Nice
play, Shorty.
3rd down and 4 at the 22. Back to pass is Lee. Lee all day, deep ball, one-on-one coverage, and they tug it away. That is his second interception. Oscar Dunkley down the field. He's also got 2 passes defended, and he is locking down James Hands.
Well, this is what happens when you trust your arm a little bit too much at times. You think that you can make the impossible throws. And here, Lee has all the faith in the world after last week's performance in James' hands, but he had a wide open running back right down the middle of the field. Could have popped it to him for the first down, elected to go for it all, and it burns.
Queen City back on offense. We just keep going back at it. And Caswell's going long, and that pass is caught by Hudson over the outstretched arms of the defender down to the London 17-yard line. Boy, Caswell not afraid to air it out on this night's defense, and Hudson's having himself a day.
Well, clearly Queen City thought the best way to attack this London defense was to air it out, because I am seeing them go to Caswell's arm far more than I believe that they would, and they're not necessarily leaving Odom on the shelf, but they're not even bringing him out in the field right now.
16 passes to 8 runs so far for Queen City, one of the more balanced teams in the league. 1st and 10 at the London 17. Caswell dumps it off, and look at that pass and completion to Kyrie Tate, who rumbles down to the London 4.
Well, Tate, the former tight end, as I learned in week 1, good wheels right there, actually, by the former tight end, to not only turn around, not make the catch, fearing physical contact, able to turn around and boost up the field to get the first down.
10 of 17 for Caswell, 4 catches, 67 yards for Hudson. But he's also been targeted 4 other times. 2 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown for Curtis. 2 catches, 30 yards for Tate. Handoff, Odom running left, and Ash Odom's got a touchdown. The touchdown machine here in season 11, and Queen City's back in front.
Well, that's Odom's favorite play, the strong power O with the pulling guard coming over to help block. But here, Odom has to take on a defender one-on-one, and if it's a guy in the secondary like it was there, I'm always betting on Odom, who's built like a linebacker.
So 5:59 to go first half, and Ricky Matthews will come out for the extra point. Back and forth between 2 Eastern Conference foes, and Queen City got the better of the rivalry the first go-around. Swept them last season, met 2 times in the last 3 weeks when London was on a losing streak, and they're up 14-7. If you missed the Bits Give Back program released earlier this week, we'd love to give back to you, essentially. Anywhere between 100 and 1,500 bits can get you exclusive SFL content that not everyone can achieve. I'll fulfill the orders that we've already gotten over the next couple of days, and we're off and running with the Bits Give Back program. Appreciate your support of the SFL. As Jeff Mullenax gets up only to the 29-yard line. Corsairs kick coverage has been good. And if you're just joining us, London in the silver helmets, silver pants, and red jerseys, and Queen City in the black helmets and shorts with the white jerseys and those bright green socks.
And really the only thing so far keeping the London Knights in this game, other than their terrific defense, is one big play by James Hands. And one more big play can literally get them back in this ballgame, tied in this ballgame.
5:55 to go in the half. Nathan Lee dumps it off, running the wrong way. Tristan Carr picks up 2. Been a while since he was targeted. Look at the quarterback numbers. Not a lot of prettiness out there. Nathan Lee started the game 0 for 5, and now is 7 of 16.
Well, Nathan Lee threw 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in a week 1 victory over St. Louis. I'm sure that he'll take a similar interception total if he can come away with the win.
Back to passes. Lee going long for Hands again. And the pass is, it's picked again! Hat trick for Dunkley! He is killing James Hands on the outside, and that's the difference in the game.
And that's that same fade route again by Hands, except Dunkley is all over it. In fact, gets in front of Hands, is able to get in the way of the pass, and has the wherewithal to turn around and grab the ball out of the air. He's playing out of his mind right now.
Achilles Frank with 100 bits, and if I was Nathan Lee, I would stop trying to test Oscar Dunkley. He is, on another planet tonight. 3 receivers and 2 backs in the backfield for Caswell, and Queen City's not letting their foot off the gas. That pass is nearly intercepted, knocked away by Jamie McDonald. Unbelievable defense on both sides tonight.
I am so surprised by Queen City's election to just throw the ball as much as they have so far tonight. Just simply based on what we saw from Ash Odom in week 1. He looked like a dominant running back, the most dominant running back in the league, arguably. And they have really just elected to throw that out the window a little bit, probably assuming that London would key up on it.
London gave up more passing yards than any other team last week, as Ash Odom only picks up 2. Set up another 3rd down and long. Don't see Queen City in 3rd and long too often. Jimmy Rigg with another tackle, and Rigg and McDonald on the outside have been getting the job done. Yeah,
absolutely. Not big names here in the SFL, but slowly growing surely in popularity tonight. If they can get some more playmaking opportunities here against Caswell, they'll certainly get the publicity.
Deep ball caught. Hudson again. The rookie is balling out tonight. 163 yards for Caswell Hudson, the 33rd pick overall in the 2nd round of the draft.
Well, he had a touchdown last week, and he's shown to be very reliable here for his veteran quarterback. And there, just a perfectly run route led to that wide open window for any SFL quarterback probably can complete that pass, much less a veteran and a champion like Caswell.
1st down and 10 of the 42, 4:15 to go.
What a game.
In the 1st half. I'm exhausted already. Caswell, 3-step drop, goes down again! Down goes Frazier for the 6th time tonight! That is Tyrone Zeus with his 7th of the season.
Amazing. 7 sacks already in barely a game and a half's work. This guy has exploded onto the SFL scene. And as for Caswell, you just have to have better pocket awareness there. Ran right into the defender.
4 receivers on a 2nd down and long. Dime look for London. Caswell going deep again. And it's off the helmet. And everybody was diving for it. Shady still on the ground as everybody collided with one another. That was Villanueva, the intended target. It's 3rd and long again.
And this Knights defensive line is getting enough push to put pressure on that veteran Caswell to deliver the ball just a second before he probably wanted to. And that rush pass there involved in the melee there in the middle of the field.
Late into the night, London on their feet here at Queensway. Down 7, trying to get a stop. Caswell going long again. Pass is caught by Curtis at the 22.
Chris Curtis coming to play tonight and coming to save his quarterback. Slightly overthrown ball here, but Curtis with the athleticism to jump and scoop that out of the air. Wow, what an individual effort here. Curtis, knowing the situation in this game, knowing the time on the clock, they needed a big conversion trying to get points on the board and help to put this game away early.
3 receivers, Caswell in the gun. Caswell going to take off and run. Fumble the last time he ran it. Caswell's got a 1st down to the 11-yard line. What a run from the 4-year veteran.
Cam, this is some kind of a trick play here. I was mesmerized by the action in the backfield, but it almost appeared like the fullback or the running back came across the quarterback as it was being hiked. And from up here, I didn't know who had the ball from up here at the press box.
1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Queen City on the move. Caswell to pass. Short over the middle, and Tate gets tattooed at the 8-yard line. A pickup of 3.
Well, they're just inching closer and closer into Odom territory. You got to feel that this is a time where your hound dog, the guy that sniffs the pylon, is going to be called upon at some point here to try and get it in the end zone.
Dupree Hudson, 6 receptions, 86 yards. Caswell going to run it again. And A.J. Caswell picks up a couple more. 3rd down and 5 at the 6. Zeus on the tackle. By the way, Alex Dominguez did not have a sack yesterday, so Zeus is now at the top of the sack leaderboards in the league. We've hit the 2-minute warning. What an exciting ball game we have had here on Fan Night, the SFL's Game of the Week. And you're listening and watching the SFL Network on Twitch TV, presented by APN Music. On a 3rd down and 5 in the red zone for Caswell. Tate is in the slot. Hudson bottom of the screen. Curtis top of the screen. Pump fake from Caswell. Now going back toward the end zone. Get those toes in, son. It's a touchdown for Queen City. They're on the board again. Brian Seek.
And Seek was the man in front there blocking as a tight end on those 2 quarterback runs that we saw, which is really unusual, Cam, to see those quarterback runs when you have a guy like Ash Odom as your running back. It's clearly trying to throw off this four-star D lineman, but what a great play there by the tight end, able to turn his body, locate the ball, high point it, and be sure he got those tippy toes into the end zone. Nice athletic play there by the role player.
And a really good look from Caswell on the pump fake. Fooled the defense there just a little bit. Got Seek open in the back of the end zone, and the chat says Dags who. 21-7. Queen City on top of London. London's got a 156 to try to not target Oscar Dunkley anymore.
I'm still shocked, Cam. Corsairs elected there twice in that series to run their quarterback over Ash Odom. I mean, they're just, you know, they throw out logic. It's a Belichick type move by Eric Walsh.
Or Barkley.
Barkley, excuse me.
Kicker in Vancouver. Who, made a few field goals yesterday.
Barkley beat me in cornholing, so I deserve to get his name wrong.
Yeah.
Good job, Eric Walsh.
1st and 10, 1:53 to go in the first half. Nathan Lee got to be better with the football, man. He's got 10 picks on the season and through 6 quarters. That pass is caught. What a play, and then shedding a defender down the middle of the field. That was, I believe, Donnie Hands with his first catch of the half.
How in the world did that ball get through in Hands? Donnie Hands with a great job of bringing it down. Boy, that is a crime to humanity that we don't get a replay of that. But let me tell you what, Nathan Lee might not have been, you know, the most efficient quarterback tonight, but certainly exciting.
1:20 to go. And counting, all 3 timeouts for London. Pass caught by Carr, but again, only 2 yards. They have not been able to get Carr going deep down the field.
Not at all.
No huddle, 1:08 to go. Again, all 3 timeouts for London. Queen City has all 3 as well. Line shifts towards us up here in the box. Lee down the middle, caught, first down. That was James Hands with the catch.
Nice concentration by the receiver to catch it off his waistline.
Hands now going all the way to the top of the screen. Out of the gun, line shifts again. Nathan Lee quickly, passes caught by Carr. Carr trying to break away, but did get out of bounds. Picks up 7 as Queen City could not keep the clock moving. Wrestled down by Leroy Jenkins.
If you feel like if Lee can keep that middle game, which he's shown here, he can be super efficient. You know, what's burned him is looking for those long, deep plays. As this score continues to get lopsided, you know, expect to see him make more risks. But right now, looking really good.
87 viewers and counting. Let's push it up to triple digits, SFL Nation. Thank you so much for your support. Lee going down the middle, way overthrown. Again, looking for Hands is Lee and Hands. Hands formerly of Dallas, Lee formerly of Indianapolis, and we suspected that it might take London a little while with all the free agent acquisitions to get in sync with one another.
Yeah, last week, you know, that Hands and this quarterback Lee connected 10 times, and really it was their chemistry that won that game. Expect that to carry over here, especially at home, but it's been shaky tonight.
2 receivers on a 3rd down and 3, and Lee goes short over the middle. How was that? Caught by Carr into double coverage, electing to go away from a wide open King ball on the outside. London burns a timeout.
Well, what we're seeing from Lee here is he has a tendency to lock in on one wide receiver for good reason. I mean, he can deliver with pinpoint accuracy, a rocket of a ball. I mean, this guy is all arm and has the confidence too that sometimes gets him in trouble. But here, locks on the car. He's going to him the whole time and delivers the fastball.
Well, this would be huge for momentum for London if they can get some points here just before the half. As London will get the ball to start the second half. Lee deep drop back. Lee fires down the middle of the field, caught by hands. Running no huddle with 2 timeouts at the 21-yard line. Tackle made by Avery King, who's been quiet tonight with little to no run game from London. 23 seconds and counting. Lee, 5-step drop. Lee fires middle again. Caught inside the 15-yard line, and a timeout is called with 17 seconds to go. They have 1 remaining. Pass caught by Frankie Boyle, the fullback.
Yeah, Cam, here, I think you've got 1 more play. You know, logic would tell you 17 seconds. You probably have a couple of tries here, but I know, you know, logic of these SFL coaches, if it gets down around 15 seconds here, it's questionable. They may go for a field goal, so this may be their lone chance to get in the end zone.
You're right, 17 seconds to go. Lee against a blitz. Lee got rid of it. Oh, it's almost intercepted and then caught. Doty got his hands, his paws in there. Smith was applying some pressure on the quarterback. 2nd and 10 with 12 seconds left.
Well, really the first mistake here in a mistake-free series where Lee has looked unstoppable in that middle to short passing game. If he'd been doing this the entire time, this game would be a lot closer than it is.
And you were right on the fact that you thought they may only have 1 opportunity, as London will line up for a 30-yard field goal. Austin Powers, boy, I hope they don't fake it again after the way it worked out the first time.
It is 2nd down. So
30-yard field goal attempt from Powers. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good, and London does get points on the board just before the half. 21-10, they will get the ball to start the second half. There's 9 seconds left. And let's take a moment to hear a word from the SFL.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Tate on the return takes 5 seconds off the clock, and the chat is astute, reminding us that London trailed by more last week in St. Louis, and that was on the road, and they took care of business in the second half.
Yeah, I think the only argument to that would be that, you know, this is Queen City, and it's a far different opponent, a more experienced opponent, and really a tougher out in a lot of ways.
One thing Queen City has done is kept Ash Odom fresh, and he'll be a force, I'm sure, in the second half. Final play of the first half likely coming here. Caswell taking the clock all the way down, and Caswell's going to throw, and Caswell goes deep to the middle. It's intercepted. Watch out for a return, and there's no time left on the clock after the interception by Nathan Blake, his 2nd of the game. That's not how Queen City wanted to end the half. London has all the momentum, down 11.
Yeah, and look, this is, like you said, this is not how you want to end the half. Going into the locker room or giving this London Knights a little bit more hope than they had before.
What a wild first half of play. Unbelievable. 2K Sports halftime report is coming up right now. First half numbers, London did run the ball. Lost a yard. What stands out to you, Stephen?
Well, just the interceptions, obviously. These turnovers on both sides of the ball here. These quarterbacks have been a tick off at times, and that's cost them interceptions like the one you see there on your screen. The other thing that stands out to me is just, you know, these odd plays, the running of Queen City's quarterback, rather than going to your power back, Ash Odom, you know, going for it on a fake field goal, which we hardly ever see here in the SFL, and is narrowly, you know, maybe once you mentioned ever successful. And then for the London Knights, you really, all your offense came off of one play. You know, a big James Hands touchdown, one-handed touchdown, and then that's been pretty much it. And your defense, if you're London, your defense has been played well, but they still allowed Queen City to score 21 points. So it's basically, the tail of the tape is Queen City has taken advantage of the turnovers and London hasn't, and that needs to change. And London's offense here needs to come alive for them to get back to this game.
Both teams 1-0 as season 11 is just getting started. And a look at next week's schedule. Chicago Wildcats go to Vancouver as Shane and Andy take on one another for the first time. They're both looking for their first win. Las Vegas goes to Dallas for the Lobos home opener. Both teams trying to shake off week 2 losses. The 2-0 Oklahoma City Renegades trying to improve to 3-0 for the first time in franchise history. They are at New Orleans. Tallahassee 2-0 goes to Tulsa, who's surprisingly 0-2, trying to avoid an 0-3 start. Houston is at Atlanta. Houston trending up, Atlanta trending down, but both are 500. The undefeated Carolina Skyhawks travel to London. If London can pull off a second half comeback, that would be a battle of unbeatens as Carolina tries to go to 3-0. Hey, how about this? Sioux Falls at Alaska. Both teams are 2-0, a rematch of the playoffs from last season. Indianapolis heads to Houston. San Francisco is at Denver. And Sunday night game, rivalry night, Queen City's at Baltimore as the Vultures start a new chapter in Maryland.
Yeah, Cam, give me Carolina and London is the one I really want to see. I want to see this Carolina Skyhawks team that's undefeated, 2-0. I'd love to see if they could start off the season 3-0 here against a tough London team.
We'll be back to London after a word from our sponsors. 21-10. Queen City leads the Knights in a wild one. We'll be back.
Studios can take your dream and make it reality. Any show, anytime, any place. Show Business Studios is limited only by your imagination. Find us at showbusinessstudios.com.
The Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, is brought to you by Show Business Studios, MediaTek Institute, Richards Printworks, ScoreStream, the official scoring app of the SFL, and SpyGoat, our newest sponsor, helping us in specializing audio equipment. All right. Start of the third quarter. What a wild one we have had tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 total interceptions, 3 by Queen City, 4 by London, and that has resulted here in a 21-10 score in the lead by the Corsairs.
From the 10-yard line, this is Mullenax, and look at the coverage there by Queen City's special teams. Outstanding. That tackle made by Tyrio Mendez, 6'4", 252.
So here we go with the London Knights offense here. Nathan Lee having thrown 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown in this game. And there's James Hands here saying that it's all easy, but it hasn't really been that easy for his Knights offense.
First down and 10 of the 26, and passing over the middle is Lee. for a 6-yard pickup to Donnie Hands, his second catch of the night, 2nd down and 4, and a quick shout out to Scott LaRue of our stats team holding it down. Lee is 16 of 28 passing. Caswell is 15 of 25. We're just getting started here in the second half.
And again, only one rushing attempt for the night so far tonight, and that doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon.
Well, there you go. And Ray Kingball is going to get the carry, and he's going to lose another yard. So as you stand corrected, good sir, as Duffy. Well, I mean, what are the odds, right? Second carry, and you opposite called it. Duffy on the stop, 3rd and 5.
I just, with the score the way it is and the way that they, you know, have been so committed to not running the ball, I thought it was a good bet. Obviously, I was wrong.
Ethan Kai with 100 bits. Lee going long, and Lee's pass caught by Hands. James Hands shows up in the second half. We know that for a fact. First down at midfield.
Well, Cam, that's something that you're born with right there at 6'6", 240. That's all about length. And I call them those go-go gadget arms that just seem to extend all the way up to the roof of the stadium to bring that ball down.
He was 6'6" when he was born?
Yeah, it was a troubled birth.
Brutal.
His poor mother.
1st and 10 at midfield. 4 receivers as Lee drops to throw again, and Nathan Lee's going long. Middle! Cut by Tristan Carr down to the Queen City 20, and London has come out firing in the second half.
Well, Lee able to put the biscuit in the basket right there. Drop in the perfect pass. Carr catches it in stride and is able to get an extra 5-6 yards because of that. But Lee, the absolute perfect pass. And boy, do the Knights need it right now.
Terrible coverage by Nacho Sicario. 2 minutes into the third quarter. Lee going for it all. Intercepted. Dunkley's got 4, and that may be an SFL record.
Dunkley's radar is right on point right now. If I'm Lee, I am avoiding that side of the field
Fade again.
from here on out. And it's that fade route again, and Dunkley has been all over that since missing it for that lone Knights touchdown in the first half.
100 bits from Achilles Frank, and a shout out to the Obscow. Thank Cloud Fuel for that shout out in the finals of last season. Now I like to show up here every once in a while. Well, that's awesome, man. Happy to have you here tonight. Join our Discord server if you'd like to get on the field and have a reason to show up more often, as Ash Odom picks up 3 out to the 23-yard line after yet another Nathan Lee interception that has really been a London's Achilles heel tonight. Oscar Dunkley is, I mean, he's going for the spy goat of the week this week.
Well, Lee with his 5th interception and not afraid, you know, apparently to attack Dunkley, and Dunkley's eating them up.
Hand off to Odom. Odom breaks a tackle, but still only gets a couple. Black Star 10-14 doing a nice job of looking at those record books, and he's absolutely right. AJ Lacoste had 5 against the Baltimore Crabs back in season 7. Orlando Intimidators, I remember that game now actually quite well, that you jogged my memory. So 1 more to go for Dunkley to try to get the record, but of course that was 2 years ago in the SFL. This is a whole different type of competition, and Dunkley is certainly having a legendary performance tonight, as that pass is caught short of the sticks. Got to run that route just 1 yard up the field, Mr. Rookie, as Hudson and the Corsairs again cannot take advantage of a Nathan Lee interception.
Well, the London Knights offense, specifically Nathan Lee, needs to buy dinner for this entire Knights defense, because they are keeping them in the game, and their excellent defensive play has held the Corsairs here to this side of the field and given their Knights offense another opportunity.
Another fair catch from Mullenax at the 37-yard line, 7:39 to go in the third quarter. And you might want to, SFL Nation, you might want to keep your eyes peeled on YouTube tomorrow. A new segment of SFL Network Entertainment coming to YouTube tomorrow. Stay tuned.
I'm intrigued.
First down and 10 at the 37-yard line. 7:39 left to go in the third. 4 receivers for Lee. Lee airs it out middle again. Caught. Oh, what a move! Breaking ankles, Donnie Hands. Oh, my goodness. Get out the fan and wave him off. Let's get a replay of that ankle break.
A little bit of the icky shuffle there in the middle of the line, in the middle of the field, excuse me, with his back turned to the defender and able to turn in a way where he's open to run those extra yards to get the first down. Amazing play.
Oh, my goodness. That was just straight nasty. First and 10 of the 48 now. Lee goes outside. Carr. Tristan Carr's heating up the former Legion. 2nd and 4 after a pickup of 6. Jenkins talking smack with him. London's in Queen City territory, and the game of the week rolls on.
Look, you know, Lee is no stranger to firing up down the seam, but he just seems to be very successful here in this middle passing game. He's able to really lock onto his defenders and find openings. And, you know, this might be the answer for this London Knights offense, these short to medium passes.
2nd and 4, the 46. Lee deep drop. He's going for hands again. Oh, it's picked again. Unbelievable. Queen City's secondary is playing out of their mind. I have not seen this in quite some time. It's Achilles Frank.
Well, it's anybody's ball here, and both the receiver and the defender jump up for it, and Achilles Frank comes down with it. Somebody check these Queen City defensive secondary guys for stickum on their gloves, because they're catching everything that is not on point by Lee.
Dude, Nathan Lee is saying to James Hands, like, dude, like, we're supposed to be the 1-2 punch here. How are you not winning any of these 50-50 balls? But there again, you saw in the replay that Lee sailed it, put it out too far in front of Hands, and that's happened a couple of times tonight as Odom only picks up 2 again. London's defense just will not let him get out.
And good to go back to talk about the secondary for the Corsairs. You know, something we're not talking about is they are doing a little rubbing and bumping out there in the secondary, and that on some of these plays has caused its hands, both of them, to be off route.
Out of a dime look from London. Caswell going long, and where was that going? Boy, I haven't seen Caswell airmail a ball that bad in years.
Well, the Corsairs defense is doing more than their part to give Queen City an opportunity to put this game away, and it just looks like Caswell and this offense has just stuttered since the start of the second half and just haven't really been able to take advantage.
Nathan Lee, one of, if not the highest player, highest paid player, I should say, in the SFL. And on 3rd down, Caswell gets it. Where is that going? This is the craziest, craziest game of week 2 for sure. And I don't know what it is about fan night, Steven, but we just always have the most entertaining of ball games.
Well, it was Villanueva out there trying to catch the ball, number 82, and you can see him reach down to his hamstring there, so he might have pulled up just a little lane, and then that could be the reason for the overthrow.
Good eye, Steven. Good eye. I did not notice that as Matthews will punt from his own 5-yard line. London should have good field position as Mullenax will have no room whatsoever to run. Queen City special teams have been outstanding. 5:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Hey, who should be the spy goat of week 2? You can vote on Twitter. Just use the hashtag SpyGoatWeek2 to give us who you believe should be the week 2 player of the week. And we've seen a lot of tremendous performances. Colin Hart was outstanding yesterday. Nathan Lee going long again. Oh, what a play! Unbelievable! Achilles Frank, Statues of Liberty, and I have never seen a secondary this dialed in. What an impressive play. The receiver wasn't even in the picture.
That might be the greatest one-handed interception we've seen in the SFL. And look, he did it on back-to-back offensive series. And it's not just Achilles Frank, but also, you know, Oscar Dunkley with 4 interceptions. These two have just gone off in this game. And if you're London, you can't take your foot off the gas. You got to keep trying for these long plays.
That is interception. Oh, here comes Ash Odom. Ash Odom's got a first down. That's the last thing London needs. Nathan Lee has 7 interceptions.
Wow.
That may be a record for a gold quarterback, gold contract quarterback. I know that I believe Kevin Walker owns that distinct record. It was that wild game that you and I called, Steven, in the playoffs between Orlando and Santa Fe. And I think there was 8 or 9 in that game by the losing quarterback. Caswell going to take off and run. He hurdles over a defender, picks up 2. But I'm telling you, in that game, they were really, it was really poor passes, just terrible balls. They were just throwing it all over. Queen City is literally taking these passes away.
Yeah, we a number of times, a lot of the interceptions that come here in the SFL come off tip passes. That has not been the case here. These guys are making catches out there. They're actually receivers out there in the secondary, and they're doing a better job than guys like James Hands and Chris Curtis out here.
Now it's 3rd down and 3. How do we only have 85 viewers in here? This game has been unbelievable. I wish Cam was working tonight. I've tried to get it working. For whatever reason, it just will not connect because I have lost it a few times here in the booth. Jumping out of my seat, especially on that Frank interception on the last drive. Caswell down the middle. Where is that going? It's 4th down. This is obscene.
Shocking, especially from Caswell. I mean, and this is probably the 3rd time we've seen him be on a total different page than his wide receivers. Clearly, both of these quarterbacks need to settle down a little bit because one is throwing way too many interceptions, and the other one had just looked totally off here in the second half.
It almost looks like Queen City is trying to shut the door on London so hard that they're just not playing within themselves, and then London is trying so hard to come back from what is essentially a 2-possession game. Neither team really needs to do that. There's a lot of time left in this ball game.
Well, I should be the last one talking about London Knights running the ball, but the fact that they don't, again, makes them very one-dimensional. And I'm not saying it's easy to defend as far as if you're a play caller, but certainly limits the choices for the Knights and helps the Corsairs game plan for them, which has been to perfection nearly tonight.
Lee not shying away. An official falls over, and Donnie Hands picks up the 1st down to the 42. Every time the ball leaves the picture, I expect a Corsair to pick it off.
Well, look, this Lee guy is the most confident passer here in the SFL. He doesn't care about the traffic. He doesn't care about the small windows. He doesn't care if he has to trust his wide receiver to go one-on-one with one of these guys in the secondary. He makes a lot of high-risk throws to try and get those high-risk rewards.
He put that in between 4 different defenders, and despite the high volume of turnovers by London, as Ray King Ball gets a carry, and boy, Duffy and King have been all over that, no gain. But he just doesn't waver. It's just like the interceptions don't affect him, and he's ready to just keep on slinging, and that's what London has asked him to do. Green light, fire away.
Well, that's called quarterback amnesia, and all the best ones have it.
Lee on 2nd down and 10, outside, caught for a 3-yard pickup. That is Andy Mann, his 2nd catch. 3rd down and 7 coming here, and I think this is the first time I've taken a breath in a quarter and a half.
Well, Lee has made far too many ill-advised passes in this game, and in a 3rd and 7 like this, he has the tendency to want to go for the deep ball. But his better option has been so far in this game to find that short middle.
Out of the gun, 3rd down and 7. Lee, short middle, but it's not enough for the 1st down as Mann makes another catch. 4th down and 3. And are we about to see a punt? I don't even know what those are in this contest.
Yeah, obviously too early in the game to go for it here on 4th down, and probably not there on their own 49 and area. Where you kind of maybe question, but you don't want to give Queen City more points.
So the kick is away. No points scored in the 3rd quarter somehow, and from the 15-yard line, not much room for Tatus. He gets sandwiched with 2:11 left in the third quarter, and we'll be back after word from the SFL.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in a DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Just Merv is hosting us. Thank you, Just Merv, as that pressure on Caswell forces an incomplete pass. That is the league's leading sacker, Tyrone Zeus. And let me give you just a piece of short Season 11 history. Oscar Dunkley has 4 interceptions tonight. That's how many the leader of the SFL leaderboard in interceptions had through the first 2 weeks of the season. And Dunkley has 4 just in the last 3 quarters of play. Unbelievable. 3 receivers and 2 backs on 2nd down and 10, and Caswell flips it outside, caught by Hudson. Hudson got the first down, doing a good job staying in bounds and giving Queen City some more room to work.
Well, Hudson has been a godsend here for this Corsairs passing game, and arguably more consistent, and he's gone to look towards more than Chris Curtis, who has has a touchdown on the night. But again, I'm still at awe that they even started this series without Ash Odom on the field. So I'm at awe that they're not going to their big running back move.
Handoff goes to Odom, and Odom past the 30. Going to be stood up, still pushed forward as Axmal tried to bring him down. 3 different nights in on the tackle. Picks up 8, and an updated look at Ash Odom's numbers. Odom has 16 carries for 78 yards, a quiet 78 yards, but still plugging away. Caswell is 17 of 31 for 206 yards, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Hudson is now up to 99 yards receiving. Odom looking a little tired, but still has enough to get the first down with under a minute to go in the third.
Well, there again, we see the out of the strong ISO, we see the strong power Odom's favorite play, and it pulls that guard around. He just loves having 2 big blockers in front of him and knows what to do. Has great field situation awareness, know where the sticks are and what he needs to get the first down.
Michael Torillo has topped the bit leaderboard this week at 1,511 bits, 100 more, most recently from PTAC for the quarterbacks in this game. 2nd down and 9 coming after Odom picks up just 1 yard as Slyn Shady again doing a good job wrapping up, and London will not let Queen City pull away.
Well, Shady, the Pro Bowler there, that's why you don't run down the middle, because Shady is policing that area. It's going to clean up anything that gets past the center.
Final play of the third. Odom stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That tackle made by Rick Hard, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. What a third quarter it was. It's worth some alternate music. Queen City's up 11. Start of the fourth when we return to Queensway in London. This is the SFL Network on Twitch TV.
Here at MediaTek, our goal is to create a well-rounded media professional. MediaTek is a place where you can turn dreams into reality. Our comprehensive recording arts, digital film, animation, mobile apps, and web development courses are focused on being very hands-on. We are a career-focused school. Our instructors are not only great teachers, they are also working professionals with real-world experience. MediaTek, come see what your future holds.
APM Music is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com and visit their all-new esports landing page to find the best highlight music, heroic action, and epic sounds to boost the quality of your esports stream just like us. Log on to forum.apmmusic.com/esports for more information. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
We're back from Queensway in London, where it's about 2:30 in the morning. The Knights faithful trying to keep their team going. Hudson starts the fourth quarter catching a pass and splitting defenders down to the London 41-yard line, and Hudson over 100 yards, having a career night.
Well, Hudson, that seems to be his play there. That post route seems to be just a play that a route that he can run to perfection, and he knows that Coswell can find him, and good to hang on to that ball with two defenders draped all over.
86 viewers, 10:35 left in the fourth quarter. Out of the gun for Caswell. Caswell steps into the pocket, fires short off the hands of Jones Branch. And we haven't heard a lot from the London defensive line recently, but it looks like they may have forced that dump off.
Well, the reason why Jones Branch is coming off the bench is that right there. No easier pass and catch here in the SFL probably all season there, and he fumbles that one.
I don't know about that. Slyn Shady was bearing down on him. He may have looked ahead and said, hey, you know what? I'll let Hudson or Curtis make that play.
A little self-preservation. Huh?
That's right. 2nd and 10 at the London 41. Queen City's up 11. Caswell going to take off. Caswell stood up. Hard on the stop, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, nice play there by Rick Hard. Not falling for the little juke move by the quarterback. If he gets past Hard there, that's going to be a near first down for the quarterback.
3rd down and 9. Trips to the right. London needing a critical defensive stop as Nathan Lee tries to lead him back. Caswell outside, caught short of the first down, however. Did get the ball to the 36, but Matthews is not a contract kicker. There's an updated look at the ungodly, in reverse order, quarterback numbers for Nathan Lee. And on 4th down and 4, I think Queen City just punts it away with their defense playing out of their minds tonight.
And Hudson there on the reception, able to bring the ball in, but all of his momentum was towards the catch, not able to get up and trying to get the first down past the sticks there.
So Matthews will try to pin London deep. Give Nathan Lee a long field. That's a shorter than expected kick, and Mullenax has some room to return out to the 16-yard line. If you're just joining us, Oscar Dunkley has 4 interceptions. Achilles Frank got back-to-back interceptions in the 3rd quarter on back-to-back offensive plays. The second one being a tremendous play as he was running in coverage down the field and nabbed it out of the air with one hand. And I mean, he probably got that higher than anybody's gotten a one-hand interception before. He was sky high as Tristan Carr can't receive the initial block there on that rub route, and he only picks up 1.
Yeah, Achilles Frank made such an athletic play. You know, the Corsairs may need to consider putting him on the offensive side of the ball at sometimes. You know, maybe a little two-way football, maybe put in some extra plays in the playbook to feature Frank if they need a spark here or there.
Somehow Nathan Lee's rating is still 50. 2nd and 9 at the 17-yard line. I think they just stopped counting after the 4th or 5th interception. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Nickel look for Queen City. Nathan Lee will drop to throw outside, looking for hands. Caught first down. Check that. Stand corrected. That's a different route there for Julius Nicholson, 6'3", 274. London mixes it up and moves the chains.
Well, you know, for as many mistakes as Lee has made, he's also made some really good, consistent plays, again, in that mid-range area. It's when he's looked long and deep for his guy, James Hands, where he's got in the most trouble.
9:05 left to go in the 4th. Again, don't miss our YouTube network tomorrow. Just keep your eyes peeled for a new piece of SFL digital content from the SFL network. That is caught in a world of traffic. Another grab for Andy Mann tonight. That's his 3rd. 2nd down and 5, and all the Andys in chat rejoicing that another got a catch.
And what a nice throw again by Lee. He has no problems there. You know, in that range, that short to middle passing attack has been near perfection tonight. And if he could just get a good, consistent drive together, they're well within range of this game.
And off Ray King ball. Not a lot of speed. Got maybe a half a yard. Doty wraps him up. 3rd down and 5. London trying to keep Queen City honest with this rushing attack, but yeah. King Ball has given them no reason to.
if you'll notice, they've been doing that on second down just to try and relieve some of the pressure that Lee is getting from this defensive line.
Lee, deep drop. Lee fires middle, knocked away by Avery King. I got to tell you, I didn't think it was possible to do this good of a job on a star receiver, but everywhere James Hands goes, there is a star defender in the area for Queen City, and they're whacking it away.
And what's tremendous is, you know, Avery King's an outside linebacker, number 44, 6'3", 245 pounds. You know that he can only stay with a receiver like James Hands for so long, but does everything in his power physically to get there and knock the ball away.
They've kept Hands contained, 6 receptions on 12 targets, 93 yards and a touchdown as that punt is returned by Tate up to the 31-yard line. London's running out of time, and who would have thought that the matchup between these two teams, two of the most high-powered offenses in week 1, would be such a defensive slugfest. Nathan Lee and A.J. Caswell have combined for 31 incompletions.
Well, it's Ash Odom time here if you're Queen City to try and put this game away on the ground, but defensively, you got to ask the Knights, and that's not going to help coming off sides. You got to ask this Knights defense to once again hold Queen City to give their offense an opportunity again to try and get in this game.
London almost knew it was coming. They jumped offside right where Ash Odom was going. And the offside penalty is on William Davidson. He knew exactly what was about to happen and just got a little too antsy.
Well, you know, this is a defensive front that it just loves to get after the passer. I mean, that is their bread and butter. So if they're a little anxious, you can't really blame them. They're like mad dogs here. They're just trying to get off the leash.
7:21 to go in the fourth quarter. Queen City up 11, trying to move to 2-0, the 4-time champions. They've had their hands full tonight. Ash Odom's got a first down and more. Oh, Odom gets his head cut off by Slynn Shady down the field of London 49, but one of the longest runs of the night for Ash Odom.
Yeah, and I think maybe the best run of the night. Again, his favorite play, that strong power O with the pulling offensive guard comes out, gets a tremendous block there on the outside. And what really makes that play work is Ash Odom's speed and his patience. He follows his blockers. Once he gets a nice block from them, he has the acceleration to make the most out of the run.
Caswell gets it out just in time to Odom, and Odom is wrapped up in the open field. Nicely done there by Rigg. And Steve, in our next broadcast Friday night, we go from London to Vancouver. Who put together that schedule for us? All the way back to Canada is somebody's going to get a win between Andy Hamilton and Shan Varner, and those two are always a good time. That's going to be a lot of fun Friday nights.
Yeah, two former brothers-in-arms for the Carolina Skyhawks, both coordinators on both sides of the ball. It's going to be nice to see them pit their wits against each other. 2nd and 6, Caswell pressured. What a throw on the run, caught on the sideline by Curtis. Just his 4th catch of the night. He is short of the first down, according to the officials. 3rd down in inches at the 40. His body was across the line. It just maybe the ball wasn't. But what a tremendous pass on the run, and how accurate of a pass it was on the run by Caswell there. Obviously uncomfortable in the pocket, able to deliver a dime.
Handoff Odom on 3rd and inches. Who wouldn't? And he got the first down, pushing his way through. Really good job by Axwell up front to try to prevent it. Well, I don't think London can give up too many first downs. Otherwise, they're going to run out of time.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with something special here to try and get back in this game if Ash Odom is going to be running like this. But look, the London Knights doing themselves no favors. Axwell up the middle, able to hold the big running back, but his own defender comes and pushes him across the line.
5 wide for Queen City. Caswell throwing outside, and he definitely looks like he's settled down here. Oh, no, they said it's incomplete. Pass intended for Curtis. May see a challenge.
Yeah, probably should see a challenge at this point of the game. Why not? We haven't seen a challenge all night, but it looks like they're electing to let it go.
Surprise. Stops the clock.
They may feel like they have some momentum here. They don't want to stop.
Good point. 2nd and 10 at the London 38. Split backs, and London showing a blitz. They're coming after him, and that's not Odom. That's a handoff for a 7-yard pickup to the reserve. Todd Mack coming in the ball game to spring Ash Odom and set up a manageable 3rd down and 3 now in field goal range. That's critical.
Well, that's a little bit of that fresh leg syndrome there, Cam. Guy's been on the bench, been itching to get in this game, gets an opportunity and makes the most of it, running for 7 yards on a 2nd down, making this a convertible 3rd.
Now this is interesting because Odom's still out of the game. Max in the backfield. Caswell going to throw. The pass is picked off. 35, 40, 45-yard line. Return for London. What a play by Jeff Boyardee.
Jeff Boyardee,
How'd that
boy.
slip through?
I wonder where his parents got that name from. Jeff Boyardee with maybe the play of the game. If the London Knights can get back into this contest, it's going to be because of that critical interception right there.
Oh, what an error by A.J. Caswell. I mean, he had no reason to throw that ball when he did. 4:49 left. Another chance for Nathan Lee. Lee throws it short. Pass caught. Shorty. Pick of the 6. You all thought I'd forget. 4:38 to go in the 4th quarter. No huddle from London, down 2 scores. Lee, back to pass, down the middle, caught. You can see the adjustment that Nathan Lee and the coaching staff has made. That's Carr.
They are on a good run right now.
Hands top of the screen being shadowed. Oh, he's in trouble as Lee drops it off to Ray. Kick ball, and Doty comes up to make the stop. Pressure was all up in his face from Tommy Smith. If
you're Lee, you got to shake that off and continue doing what you were doing. It was good.
2nd and 11, Lee, sidearm throw, caught. Oh, what a move! What a move to nearly get the 1st down from Tristan Carr, 3rd and short.
And that was the tight end making that shifty little run.
Lee again on 3rd down and 1, can't take a sack. Lee going long. It is knocked away by Dunkley. Unbelievable, what a hero he's been all night.
How many times have we seen Lee go deep on that pass to Hands, and it comes the other way? Nearly happens again, throwing to the dangerous Dunkley. He already has 4 picks tonight.
Oh, I don't agree with this at all. I thought for sure they would kick a field goal here. On 4th down and 1, they could get it to a 1-score game. Are they really going to go for this here with 10 seconds? If not, don't burn the timeout. Oh, my goodness. 5 seconds, Queen City not jumping. What a waste for the Knights. They have just, if they end up losing this game, they're going to look back at this tape and go and just tell themselves, we just threw this game away, literally.
Yeah, that's poor clock management. I mean, I guess I get it. With that 4th and 1, that was a really long one. And the Corsairs were not fooled there by the fake out.
Just kick the field goal. Like, yeah, why would you not kick the field goal?
I don't know.
For the star kicker, man, that's a shame. So now a 48-yard field goal for London to try to make it a 1-score game despite a whopping 7 interceptions from Nathan Lee. Unbelievable. 48-yarder from the left hash. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good from 48 yards. And London has made it a 1-score game and will likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, baby. Austin Powers, that's why you pay your kicker the big contract for situations like this. And I'm sure the London Knights front office patting themselves on the back for bringing him in. And now, this same kicker, Powers, needs to get you this onside kick here.
Well, here we go. Can Powers deliver again? Austin Powers, it's loose, and Queen City recovers. It's Achilles Frank. Unbelievable, these two.
Well, Frank and Dunkley have been amazing tonight. Let me tell you what, I kind of question, and I know that, Cam, you only have 2 timeouts. Are they going to look back and say maybe we should have kicked that ball off and allowed our defense to try and stop this Queen City offense? Maybe.
Defense been playing well. Might have been worth the risk to try to steal an offensive possession as Odom is sat in the throne, just 1 yard shy of 100 tonight.
And for all the talk that we've said about London and how bad their offenses look, really, it's really one play, that James Hands touchdown in the first half, that's been their main offense, and it could possibly be one play that gets them to you know, tie, or at least to have an opportunity to tie this ball game up.
If I was Queen City, I'd give the ball off to Odom 2 more times.
Yeah.
I am not passing this ball at all whatsoever. Nickel look for London, and Ash Odom is trucking for the first down, but he's short. 3rd and 1, but does get Queen City into field goal range, and the clock is ticking, and 3rd and 1 is almost automatic for Ash Odom.
Yeah, this is a bull in a china shop here, Cam. He loves picking up yards after contact. He's 6'1", 230, but he runs low to the ground, and he knows how to run small between the tackles. I expect them to go to him here to try and get this conversion and help put this game away.
3rd down and 1. Do have to snap before the 2-minute warning. Queensway's at full throat here. They have stayed up late for this one. Want to see their team go to 2-0. They have put up a fight, I tell you that much, here tonight against the 4-time champs. 3rd down and 1. Caswell going to hand it off to Odom, and Odom got the first down. Man, they are doing everything. Spivey tried to wrap him up, and they've done a real good job on Odom tonight, but you just can't stop him from getting 1 yard.
Well, this is real football right here. This is smash mouth, gridiron football, mano y mano. Our best guy versus your best guy. Let's go. Let's see who can get across the line. There, it's Odom's day.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. This is London's last chance. 21-13, the SFL Network on Twitch, presented by APM Music. Woo. Liam Crowder in the chat saying, "Throw it, you coward." 1st and 10 of the 29. That may be the chat bit of the night. As the handoff goes to Odom. Odom around the left side. Odom nearly got the first down, and time is running out on London as Ash Odom is showing up just at the right time.
Well, look, this is a guy here that's always a home run threat. He's got those electric feet, and when he sees an opening, he gets there with quickness. And this is the reason why, Cam, this kind of running of the ball is what we thought we saw earlier in the day. And look, it looks like they're going to throw the ball in you back.
Oh my goodness gracious! What possibly have we not seen tonight? Caswell back to Caswell's going for the jugular. It is caught for a touchdown. Hudson makes it a 2-possession game, but gives the ball back to the Knights.
Be careful what you wish for, Liam. This is, again, wide open in the back of the end zone. The up and out by the receiver totally fakes out the defender and makes an easy play for Hudson, who has been a rock Hudson, because it's just been a rock for his quarterback all game.
Well, now Nathan Lee's got to go deep, and every time he's gone deep, it's been Dunkley taking it away.
Well, that's the great thing about this London Knights offense. They're just really never really out of it because they take so many deep field chances.
Wow. Updated numbers. Scott LaRue's been busy tonight. Caswell, yes, 22 of 39, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. Ash Odom, 25 carries, 116 yards and a touchdown. Dupree Hudson now 11 catches, 143 yards and a score. Nathan Lee, 30 of 47, 279 yards, 1 touchdown and a touchdown full of picks. Jeff Molinishin from the 11. He's been wrapped. He's had no room to return tonight. It's back on the shoulders of Nathan Lee. James Hand, 6 catches on 13 targets. Tristan Carr, 9 catches on 10 targets. They might want to look his direction. He's had a better evening tonight.
Yeah, and Carr was basically, I don't even remember him making maybe 1 catch in the first half. So a bulk of those catches have come in the second half as the Knights have been learning that they're able to take advantage of that medium passing game more.
4 receivers for Nathan Lee. This is his last chance, and Lee down the middle, caught by Carr. How does Carr hold on to some of this stuff?
I don't know. He got hit like a freight train there.
Carr's got 10 catches tonight. Lee, minute 35 to go. Throws it middle again. Carr bounced off his foot and incomplete.
And a little bit of a godsend is able to stop the clock.
It's very interesting. Stephen, because we've seen two schools of thought from London. They're either chucking it deep to Hands or they're throwing it short middle to Carr, and they really just have not shown much more out of this passing attack. It's been, I won't say one-dimensional necessarily, but even the passing game has not had a lot of variety to it tonight. That's not the play you want, and that's going to be the last time out for London to set up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be there. Look, you know, as strange as it may sound, Cam, it is almost as if the London Knights are looking short and medium to set up their the long ball, and that's what they really want to do. Is they want to throw it out there long to James Hand after a 4-touchdown performance in week 1. They want to try to burn Queen City long, and they're trying to use the short medium passing game to set that up.
3rd down 10, 1:28 to go in the 4th. Here we go, bomb to Hands, and Dunkley is there again on an overthrown pass. One last chance for Nathan Lee. He's just forcing it.
Well, and he's forcing it to his big guy, his top guy, James Hands, and they had so much success last week. And tonight, the chemistry between the two, whether that because he's getting bumped off his routes or it's been an overthrow, it just hasn't been there. They're going to need to go back to the practice field this week and put in some extra time.
And almost tied the record. Dunkley going for his 5th interception. Nathan Lee's out of the gun. He's got to get it now. 4th and 10. Going to try it one more time into double coverage. That's embarrassing. I mean that's just a quarterback that is not executing, and Queen City's going to go to 2-0 because Oscar Dunkley knows how to play coverage.
Well, it's almost as if they only have one play in the playbook when it comes to going deep to James Hand, and he just has ultimate trust in this 6'6", 240-pound superstar, and Hands just hasn't really been able to make many plays, and it's really hurt, Nathan Lee's effectiveness even more because Hands isn't getting in there and mixing it up with these talented defensive secondary guys.
So a wild game is going to end kind of in a thump. But I think the one thing that London can take away from this ball game is that after a shaky start in week 1 defensively, their defense, despite giving up 28 points, their defense played amazing tonight considering all that they were up against.
Yeah, and for Queen City, you have to be a little bit concerned. I think that you just dialed up the pass a little bit too much. Went away from Ash Odom, who really shut down this game here late in the 4th quarter. But they tried to go toe-to-toe, and although Caswell did come out, smelling better than Nathan Lee, they were both kind of stinkers tonight at some points in the game. So for London, I think you really did find something in that shorter, passing game, and that's something that you could absolutely build on. And you're going to need to, you're going to have to after tonight. Everyone in the SFL has a game plan on how to beat you deep. So you're going to need to try to figure something else offensively.
And Ash Odom did get 25 carries. I mean, it's not like he was out of it. I mean, Queen City dominated in time of possession. 56 plays for London. 52 of them were passes. 39 passes and 25 runs for Queen City tonight as that ends the ball game. And what a wacky ball game it was. As we take a look at the final stats, there you see doubling up London in time of possession as the one-dimensional Knights and the turnover-happy London Knights, not enough to beat Queen City like it was to beat St. Louis last week.
Well, certainly an exciting game on both sides of the field. If you love defense, you've got 11 turnovers in this game. If you love offense, we had plenty of that too on both sides of the ball. Both some special playmakers tonight for Queen City in Dunkley and Frank. They just were amazing tonight, making all-pro plays out there on the field. Certainly made this favorite. And here's the one-handed interception by Frank. What athleticism there to get his hand, to concentrate, to get his hand on the ball, to bring it in, although he's being tripped at the time by a receiver there for London. But I had a little something for everybody in this game, Cam. We had a fake field goal. We had the quarterback making significant run plays down the middle for Queen City. We had multiple interceptions. I mean, this game was just so entertaining. And what a way to open up our Monday night schedule.
Sacks, long pass plays, just wild, absolutely wild. And at the end of the day, Queen City, the better team, the better overall team, and they are a more cohesive unit as London tries to figure out exactly how to get this passing attack to be lethal. They'll go to 1-1. They'll host the Carolina Skyhawks next week, who are coming in as a well-oiled machine at 2-0. And Queen City, they host they're at Baltimore in rivalry night, Sunday night. Look forward to seeing them back on prime time on Twitch once again. As you look at the player of the game, and that was Dupree Hudson, although I'd give it to Oscar Dunkley myself.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, certainly I had Hudson marked as someone we really do want to talk about here. He was underrated in this game with 11 catches, 144 yards receiving, and a touchdown. But any time you can even approach an SFL record in interceptions, you've got to be the MVP of the game, maybe the MVP of the week.
Well, that's a wrap of the SFL Fan Night Game of the Week. For Stephen Mullenax, Scott LaRue on stats, I'm Cameron Irvine. Good night, everybody, from week 2.
Dilly dilly.